Hello there, guys, and welcome back to Bright Founders Talk from Temi, an international software development company that designs, builds, and delivers software for sustainable businesses and promising startups. Today in Ukraine, it is very cold. As you can see, I've got a few coats on. Not a fan of the cold weather, but it is what it is. As you can see, guys, we've got a very interesting guest with us today. We've got Dr. Carmit Yadin, founder and CEO at Device Total. Carmit, what I want you to do, just introduce yourself and your company for me.
What we do in our company, we're a cybersecurity company. We provide innovative technology for cybersecurity.
Let's go into a little bit more of the world of Device Total. Can you share a little bit more of your insights that you've got on your transition from your service in the elite IDF, Israeli Defense Forces Unit for Cyber Intelligence, to founding Device Total? That is what many people will listen to these days, and that's the modern day spy, the cyber intelligence in defense forces. Tell me, what was the insights you've got which helped you to found Device Total?
So you want me to tell my story in high level? I mean, how I from the IDF to where I am today?
Exactly. So how did your experience in the IDF, how did that experience enable you to have the skills to have what you have at Device Total today?
Okay, so the first thing I have to say is that without serving the IDF, I wouldn't be at the place where I am today. So I'm very thankful for the Israeli army and for that opportunity. I joined the Israeli army like everyone else in Israel. I was trained for network security and PKI. That's my background. After that, I worked as a CISO in several NASDAQ companies. I worked with governments around the world, mostly with the US government as a contractor, on gathering intelligence from connected devices. I completed my doctoral studies. Specifically, I did my thesis about the impact of connected devices in terms of cybersecurity. And for the last few years, I did a personal change. I published a book about the B2B sales. It's on Amazon, delivered the TED Talk. And for the last few years, I'm having the best job in the world, like ever, which is something I'm totally grateful. It is doing what I love. It's the best position ever in the world.
I can imagine. Exactly what you want in life. Yeah.
Yes. I'm at the right place for me.
Tell me a little bit more about the founding of Device Total. So where did the idea come from? Were you in the IDF at the time? What were you doing at this moment?
So I think that I hold so much of experience, over 25 years experience including the educations, including my work experience specifically in connected devices. And everyone knows that the world is going connected and there is no other option. And there are more and more connected devices. And the growing number of connected devices are devices that we cannot install client and agent on, right? All the IoT devices like IP camera and smart screen. We just purchased them. Network and security devices, OT devices, we purchase them as black box. And we have no visibility to the security posture of each device connects to the network. And this is exactly what we solve. We build one platform that provides accurate visibility to any device existing in the network, including vulnerabilities, risk, patch management, attack surface management, everything exists in the IT industry into the IoT and OT. And we do that through data science and very unique AI technology.
Interesting. Okay, so Device Total, it is described as centralized, agentless solution for device vulnerability and threat management. But could you explain how your solution works more in detail, and also what kind of sets a Device Total apart from the rest of the market?
So I'll divide my answer into two. The why we are unique from a technology perspective and why we are unique from a product perspective. So we decided to look at the problem of connected devices. It's a huge problem, which everyone understands. And there are 75 billion devices, unagentable devices. Okay, so the problem is huge. And we decided for the very first time to look at the problem from a different angle. That's what makes us very unique because our mindset is different. And we are looking at the security problem and the devices problem from a data science and an AI perspective. So what we do in our backend, we managed to create for the first time in the industry universal repository that includes all the security data for any device exists in the world. How we're doing that, we collect the data that exists, we collect it, we normalize it, we fix it, and we manage to create a universal repository. Now, how it makes us stand out from a product perspective. So any organization that would like to have that data for their specific device, and any organization wants that. Who doesn't want data in our world, right? Who doesn't want visibility? Like, so, and in order to get that beautiful things, they don't need to do anything. That's the beauty. They don't need to install anything. We don't need to scan their network. We don't need to install anything on the device or on the network. Why? Because we deliver data. They just need to share with us their inventory lists, and the magic will happen because we already have all the data in our database, and we are updating this data daily. And the beauty is that nothing needs to be installed. We don't put our customers at risk, and we provide data. And from an organization perspective, from a national perspective, to have visibility on any asset exist in the organization, that priceless.
Are you able to elaborate for me the threats that businesses are facing more in terms of device security today, and how Device Total was able to help these organizations stay ahead of the potential threats that come with it?
Yeah, okay. So the biggest threats organizations have today is that they don't secure their IoT and OT devices. They secure a lot of elements in the organization, but there are so many IP cameras connected, UPSs connected, switches that connected, and you cannot put them on a different network. It's not realistic because at the end of the day, the printer connects to all the computers, the switch. You cannot separate the switch, the UPS, the IP camera, all of the video conferencing equipment, PLCs, any device exists. And attackers are very smart people. They understand that the organization doesn't have visibility. And since they're very smart people, they're not going to attack the main database. Why? If you left the window open, why would they go through the main door, right? It doesn't make sense. So this is exactly what happens. They start their attack on the organization from where it's easy to get in. And it's always easy to get in from the devices that you don't do a software update on. You leave those devices not secure. The organization leaves them non-secure, and that's the first things that the attacker would look for, and that's the biggest risks we have today.
So those vulnerable hotspots kind of idea.
Yes, and the vulnerabilities are known, and the exploits are available online. So there is not a big effort from a professional attacker to compromise the organization.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit.
And that's a huge risk. By the way, 54% of the organization already confirmed that they have been subjects to IoT and OT attacks. These are huge numbers. That's by a research done by Checkpoint.
Was that recently?
Yes, that was recent.
Wow, very interesting. With regards to what you're doing at Device Total, so it's been going for over 5 years now, I believe 5 years, 8 months. Right?
3 years.
3 years.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit more. So with regards to what you've been doing over the last 3 years, what has been the most challenging moment for you? Has there been a moment like a kind of, a breakpoint moment where you've really had to change and pivot your model?
Yes. So I do understand that there are so many vulnerabilities around those devices. And when I started a company, I was very naive, thinking that if I will eliminate the vulnerabilities at the vendor side, at the manufacturer's side, I will eliminate then the world will be much more secure, right? We will all purchase secure devices. That was like extremely naive. I don't know how I thought that back then. The hard way, I've learned that I need tons of money to raise tons of money in order to be able to do that. I realized that the manufacturers don't care. It's not their problem. I mean, if they will invest in my solution, it means that the devices will be much more expensive. And this is not what they want. They want to sell the devices. It's less about the security. And I understand that the problem of security is within the organizations, not the manufacturers. And when I started the company, I developed a very unique technology that will fit technology, go-to-market, everything that will fit the manufacturers. And when I understand that it's not going to happen, I was devastated. I understand that I need to do a pivot. So I literally changed everything in the company.
Wow.
Everything in the company. I changed the technology. When was that? 2 years ago.
Okay, so a year in.
For me, I felt like it was a disaster. I wasn't sure that I will be able to get over that. I started a company with 2 more co-founders with me. So I needed to let go these 2 co-founders. So I stayed alone. I needed to redo the technology from zero to change the go-to-market. Literally to build the company in all aspects. I changed all aspects in the company by myself. I was lucky to have a very supportive investors with that believed in me and give me the opportunity to actually do that. And I'm very grateful for that. My lead investor, I think is like the best. I appreciate that I received that opportunity, to make that change. And 2 years later, this is where we are, and it was a great success. Yes, it was worth it. Totally. Yeah.
Necessary. Sometimes you do have to go straight back to the drawing board, start from scratch and go again. But I guess it's that very much that hard realization that you have to do it, but also the hard realization that you don't really want to do it. You don't want to do it, but you have to do it, which makes it 10 times harder. Tell me, let's talk a little bit more about your kind of personal journey as well here. So as an author, you said you've got your book out now and you are a TED speaker. Tell me what kind of personal challenges this required from you. It's a different kind of challenge to building a company and to work with your cybersecurity. What kind of challenge did writing a book on the B2B sales and to become a TED speaker, what did you need to learn to do? What was the most challenging moment in this?
I think what is needed, whether it's to write a book or to do a TED Talk or to build a company, I think it's all has the same common ground of being able to set up a target, a very high one, that you look at the target and you say, okay, let's give it a try. Then after a few days, you believe and you make a decision. You have something here like a laser and you're only focused on that target. And that's what you do. Since you wake up in the morning until you go to bed, you're laser focused on the target, and that's the only way to do it.
How do you get that laser focus? Is it passion, or what is it that makes you have that laser focus?
I think it's the passion. I think it's fear to fail puts me there. I think I want to show to. It's depend who are the people, but I want to show the world that I can. And that I can prove stuff, especially as a female founder in the cybersecurity.
Has its challenges?
It's challenging. Yes, it's challenging. I mean, you can see the numbers. It's not. We can all see the numbers. How many females in the cybersecurity space are there, like globally? So yes, so it's being the fear wants to prove, and when you really, really want something, like it fires you from the inside. I think that's the
secret.
That's the secret. Yes.
Tell me a little bit about. You said that you were working a lot with American companies and governments and different countries before. Tell me, what is the Israeli method to working? What is the Israeli kind of personality to working? I live in Ukraine. We're a Ukrainian company. For example, Ukrainians are they're very realistic. They will happily say no if they don't think it's real, and then they will work backwards to make it work. What's the Israeli method?
Okay, so what I think that makes Israeli very special is the fact that Israeli don't see failures as a failures. Maybe that's the right things to do. I think that we see failures as, okay, we failed this way, so we will try from a different angle. That's how we see failures. We don't take that very dramatically. In my company, I work a lot with the Japan market, and I see the way failures are being taken differently. So I think that's
very strong in Japan, doesn't it? It is very much a personal kind of attribute.
Yes, I think that American people as well, they don't like to fail. No one likes to fail, but I think that Israeli take that from an approach. I didn't succeed in that way. I will do that, but just from a different. So looking at failures differently, I think it's one approach. And the second approach that makes Israeli different is that we are very focused on the target and on the goal. That's why I think these are the two reasons why Israelis are
so successful.
Have such successful as being founders. Successful in setting up startups and being founders is that we see we are laser focused on goals and what we want to achieve. No matter what, we will work around all the issues that will be during the road. That's what we're very good at. If there is a block road, we will find a way to overcome it. That's what makes Israel very unique. We don't see the block roads, right? We immediately find a way and
make it work. Absolutely. I mean, we even see this at the start of the war when so many Israelis mobilized themselves and went into the military at the beginning. That's kind of laser focus. Tell me, last question for you. I always put this to our speakers on the show. What, Carmit, do you want your legacy to be?
Okay, I'll explain that in non-technical words, okay? So today, when you go to the grocery store and you buy a milk that costs, I don't know, $5, more or less, right? Depends where you are in the world, but that's how a milk costs. And when you purchase that milk, you're not going to buy it if you want to understand the ingredients. And that's not enough for you, right? You also want to see the intelligence of that milk. You want to see how it will affect you from a sugar perspective, low fat, not just the ingredients. You want the analytics on that milk. And that's for a $5 milk. I want to change the devices world in a way that when you purchase, anyone in the world, when you purchase a device, you will get a clear and accurate visibility of what you are bringing home. And I'm talking about a device that costs $1,000. So today we are purchasing a device that costs $5. We're looking for so much, and a devices that cost $1,000, we're not. That's the mindset I want to change with every human being on earth. Today, I'm focusing on enterprises, and this is where the biggest pain. My dream is to change that, like, globally. There is no way that people won't get visibility to what they're bringing home to their kids, to their families, to their businesses.
And I believe that's going to happen, Carmit. I mean, from listening to you and your ability to have that laser focus, I think your dream most probably will become a reality. And I wish you all the success in the near future with that as well. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I highly appreciate that.